Nebraska Star Beef comes from the heartland of America, where the perfect balance of nature can still be found abundantly. This story is about cattle, and cattle are raised here the same way that they've been raised for generations. Ranchers know that they have to care for the animals that they depend on. Our cattle spend the first year of their life on the wide open plains of the heartland. Nebraska Star Beef maintains documentation on each animal and works closely with ranchers to ensure that every animal can be traced back to the exact ranch it came from.
You like to know what you're eating is a safe, wholesome product, and doing things natural just has a nice fit. Working with Whole Foods about 10 years ago, we helped them develop their natural program, and so we've been able to take that program and help them grow it in their stores, and we did that for 8 or 10 years, and then we decided to go out on our own, and thus we started Nebraska Star Beef.
Recently, there's been a movement in the market toward beef that is raised with care and integrity. Animal husbandry has become a buzzword that the popular culture likes to throw around as something that's new to agriculture, when in fact, animal husbandry has been a key part of agriculture since the very beginning.
For the ranchers that we deal with in the northern half of the United States, they are very, very particular in how they raise their animals. They're careful, they do everything the right way. It's their livelihood.
In the real world, working cattle isn't like the rodeos that you see on TV or at the county fair. It's best if the animals are kept calm and allowed to follow natural movement patterns that keep them from getting scared, hurt, or stressed. We work with industry experts like Dr. Tom Knopfsinger to ensure that we're doing everything we can to make sure our animals are handled with the utmost care and compassion.
As we watch these animals be provided with comfort and with food and with water and confidence, all of a sudden we see increased resistance to health problems. We see animals that are willing to be very efficient and convert a highly nutritious vegetarian diet into a high quality, high nutritious protein source for our customers.
Animal husbandry doesn't end when the cattle leave the ranch. Cattle are transported expediently from the ranch to Nebraska Star Beef. Upon arriving, cattle are treated with the utmost respect. They're introduced to their new environment gradually and are led, not scared, into pens.
Once the cattle come to our feeding operations, we're very strict on how cattle are handled. We want to have cattle handled in a very quiet manner. We aren't vocal with animals. Dr. Knopfsinger has really brought that to our company 5, 6, 7 years ago, and we really practice it. And all of our employees are trained in that field on good herdsmanship, and we don't allow the use of electric prods in our operations at all. And so we want to make sure that that animal has as good an environment to be fed in as any place in the United States.
Pens at Nebraska Star Beef are different as well. Each animal is given 180 plus square feet of space in the pen. Industry standard is 120 square feet and sometimes less. By giving the cattle more space, they stay healthy naturally. Giving cattle more space reduces stress and gives them more room to move around or rest and relax. They like their space just like we like ours. Nutrition is a huge part of what we do at Nebraska Star Beef. Cattle have a very specialized digestive system built for grazing. We custom tailor the diet that we feed to maximize digestion, utilizing all vegetarian food.
We start them on a diet that contains less corn and much more forage, such as alfalfa, and then in a course of 20 to 30 days, those cattle move through a series of diets up to the finishing diet that contains more corn. The reason we do that is we need to properly adapt the cattle and that rumen, which is a very dynamic set of organisms that's digesting that, fermenting that feed, such that we maintain the health and the rumen and the digestive health of those cattle as we properly adapt them from a forage diet or a grass-based diet to a more of a grain diet.
Nebraska Star Beef grows its own corn and purchases corn from surrounding farmers to feed the cattle throughout the year.
The simple stomach animals like a human or a pig primarily depends upon cereal grains to garner most of our energy sources. Cattle are very unique in the fact that they utilize both grass and cereal grains. They're simply more efficient at producing a pound of beef per unit of feed input with corn than they are with other things that they can utilize, simply because there is more energy in a pound of corn than there is in a pound of hay.
Nebraska Star Beef works with a small local USDA-inspected butcher to produce steaks and hamburgers.
The neat thing about Nebraska Star is my people are anxious to do Nebraska Star Beef because it is so consistent, and it's almost fun because you know that you're dealing with the stuff that's the best. We're kind of unique in that we really do it the way that it should be done. Maybe not the most economical way, but we really feel like we do it kind of the old world way, and that's really the best way.
We believe that we raise the best product in the United States, and the reason that we do have this much pride in our product, it's from the beginning. We select the animals from ranchers across the northern United States of very high reputation. We feed them a very high quality feed ration here. Our animal husbandry is second to none. We take care of our animals. A combination of all of that gives us the edge when it comes to production of good natural beef.
Source verification, animal husbandry, nutrition, and skilled artisans